So it feels like it's been like a century since I've last posted, but in actuality, it's been like 12 days. I suffered from a minor injury and I'm still in the process of healing. My lower lip is a little bit numb still, but if I pronounce words a bit funny, chances are I'll probably laugh because that's what I do. So I really just want to recap CES, and I know it's been like a month at this point, but I want to shed light on some companies that interested me during the entire event. And just to let you guys know, this video is sponsored by my company, IT Concepts. So let's begin. So LG had a booth, and it was just like this open area of QR codes and experiencing their journey through OLED and their own personal showcase event. Now, to be completely honest, I was a bit bored within like 10 seconds because I realized there was nothing to do. Next up, we have Samsung. Samsung. What a booth. Where do I even begin? So there was a wait list to get in like 2 hours when the event was actually like in full steam, but apparently if you are considered media, you just show them your badge and walk in, so it made me feel a bit special. So let's talk about the micro LEDs when you first walk in, which was where a lot of people were gathered. These TVs look amazing, and my iPhone isn't going to do justice, but it's hard to discern between this and an OLED TV. I mean, the colors really pop, and the blacks are pretty much black. Now I want to move over to their Neo QLED TVs, which I believe are just their next generation of mini LEDs. There was a lot in this section of the booth, and I'm amazed at how thin these TVs were. I think the most impressive thing, minus the overall, I guess, mini LED technology, was just how impressive the 14-bit color was versus the traditional 10-bit. I cannot wait to have a TV like that in my home because the colors looked unreal. It looked better than real life. That's the best way to explain it. Now I want to move over to their improved soundbar, which is remarkably, once again, thinner and longer and sounds better than the previous generation. The sub is also like 30% smaller. And just like the frame, you can customize the outside to match the overall aesthetic of your home. And speaking of the frame, it got an update this year with a matte finish. So instead of the glossy finish we have on TVs, in art mode, it actually looks like art. It's kind of weird. I was like, what? Is that a real painting? And they're like, no, that's the frame 2022. I'm like, that is so cool. I'm not sure if they had any demos playing content like TV shows and movies, but I'm interested to see what it would look like on a matte surface. I don't know why I couldn't say that. But I'll probably never own a frame just because that thing is unbelievably expensive. So moving on to gamers. Samsung is also helping you out with the new consoles. So of course we have 8K TVs, 4K, 144 Hertz. I personally don't own a console, so I mean, it's whatever. I actually own a Switch, but can't even do 4K yet. I don't know what you're doing, Nintendo. Now we have TCL, you know, the company that was the backdrop for my videos for about a year. Yes, TCL had probably one of the biggest booths and most well laid out booth at CES, I must say. So, did you guys know TCL makes air purifiers, robot vacuums, wine chillers, washer and dryers, air conditioning units, laptops, tablets, phones? Yeah, they're pretty big. So with all that, I just want to point out their TVs and soundbars because that's pretty much what's readily available in the US and what they're known for. So TCL has been using mini LEDs for a couple of years now. They were actually the first one to market. So on display, they had the 8K 85-inch mini LED with their OD technology, which stands for optical depth. So you can really take advantage of the thinness of the device. I would say it's almost rivaling OLED TVs. It also featured HDMI 2.1 along with their 8 series, which is also a very impressive TV at competitive price points. So for you console gamers or just people who are very enthusiastic about having the most, I guess, highest fidelity or high refresh rate in a TV setting, TCL has you covered. Now, let's move over to their sound bars. They have a full DTS:X sound bar, which is coming in, which they told me around $500. And to be completely honest, my favorite tech in my entire apartment has to be my soundbar. And if I'm able to get all the features that this upcoming soundbar is gonna be featuring, I might have to make the switch. We're talking Dolby Atmos, an in-app control to fine-tune the spatial audio experience. It's a 7.1.4 setup, has AirPlay, which, you know, Apple people we need to live. DTS Play-Fi, it has room calibration and much more. And I've got to say, feels good to be a TCL owner. Just make an electric car next at an affordable price. Now, Sony was also there and they showed off two cars. These are two beautiful looking cars. I mean, I use the word beautiful too much. I don't know how to describe it. I was just in awe from how, I was gonna say beautiful again. The cars were just amazing to look at. And I don't know if people are actually going to buy Sony cars or if Sony's even going to sell their cars. I always feel like it's more of like a conceptual thing. And I'm sure the displays, the sound system inside the cars would be class leading, but I will have to hold my judgment until I can get an add to cart button for this vehicle. Now, I was shocked that USPS was there. I was like, what could the United States Postal Service be doing at CES? And to my surprise, they have a new vehicle. It has that iconic USPS look, but a bit more retro, and this thing is also massive in person. It's not like an 18-wheeler, but it's a pretty big truck. I think with packages being increased globally, especially here in the US, it's about time that these workers get cars that don't look like they're gonna break down every 10 seconds on the road. Now, Hisense also had some pretty cool stuff. The most iconic thing that I remember is that they had this big laser. Imagine if they just had a huge laser. What I'm really trying to say is Hisense is into their laser projection technology, and they had this one section where it was two separate laser projections. It was like a dual setup projecting one image. It was like stitched together. It was phenomenal. It was nice. Personally, I don't have a laser TV, but now that I think about it, in terms of a convenience factor, I think a laser projector seems amazing because it's just like, it's like the size of this, but obviously taller, but that's all you need. And then if you need to go somewhere, just pick it up and go. Now, there was this company called Lustre that I stumbled upon by accident. I say accident, but it's mainly because it piqued my interest. Now, if you are a person with acne, dark circles, or you just want to improve your overall skincare, I may have something for you. Well, not me. So essentially their products use blue light as skin treatment with either these mini light devices that can stick to your skin or a fully facial mask that can also provide red light, which is used for the anti-aging benefit, or I should say youthful benefit. It's also controlled through an app, and I should mention that these products have gone through clinical trials and they are highly rated in their region. Now, I will be doing an unboxing and first impressions on these products, so if you are interested to see that, please stay subscribed because trust me, you don't want to miss me unboxing a product like this. Now, last thing I want to mention, dark circles. Because if I had $1 for every time a girl complained about dark circles, I'd be a multi-billionaire, probably richer than Mark Zuckerberg at this point, but Lustre has a product for you and it's coming. Now, they told me this is one of their highly anticipated products, and I don't doubt them at all. Now, moving on to a company called Motion Pillow. I don't know why I made that gesture, but we have a company called Motion Pillow. Now, we all have those family and friends who snore. You know who you are. Now, I don't hate you, but if I don't fall asleep before you, then I hate you because then I can't sleep. Now, this is a company that will help those who snore get a good night's rest. Now, first and foremost, this pillow itself is probably the most comfortable pillow my head has ever touched. But if the pillow detects that you're snoring, based on the position, it will inflate in a way to help your respiratory system and subdue the snoring. Now, just like Lustre, the Motion Pillow has research and clinical trials done, so this is proven work. I'm pointing over here as if I have a pillow, but I don't. Now, I don't snore, but I told the representative that I would still buy the pillow from them just from how comfortable the pillow was. Next up, we have Coway. Yes, the air purifier company, but they also do other things as well, but we're gonna focus on the air purifiers here. Now, apparently during the pandemic, air purifiers saw a huge surge because more people are inside, and this has nothing to do with Coway, so let me just get back on topic with their actual products. So apparently they are pretty big overseas, but here in the US, I think people only know Honeywell and Dyson. At least that's all I really know. I like the design of the oceanfront one they have. And the cool thing is the front panel is actually removable, so you can apply your own art. They also had this other air purifier with a wireless charger on top, and the overall design was top notch. And then they also had the standard ones with print on the front. Now, I was this close to getting a Dyson fan, but after visiting the Coway booth, I might get a Coway machine. Now, Coway gave me not one, if I can get this out of here. I'm gonna say this right now. I've never listened to a BTS song. I probably never will. They gave me this. I don't know a single person on here, but I do know the glasses of water because I drink plenty of water. They gave me not one, not two, not three. I think it's actually supposed to go like this, but 4 BTS posters. And I don't know who these guys are. I'm sorry. If you're a BTS fan and you are sad that I'm throwing their posters on the ground, just email me. I'll ship it to you for free. Now, the next company is called ImBesideYou, figuratively, not literally. So this is an AI facial recognition with speech recognition as well across multiple languages, and it's able to determine your facial expression through their software. So when you speak in your language, it will display on the screen. Now, you might ask that some of the software already exists. You're correct. But let's get fancy with AI and ML. So this will take cultural cues, pitches, and pronunciations from your voice to determine how it should be perceived. Listen, I hate to put my Indian viewers on the spot, but I always noticed this in college. Also, correct me if I'm wrong. For example, does my rice taste good? Yeah, it tastes great. Even though shaking your head usually means no, but your verbal response is yes, it might be conflicting across different regions around the world, especially, especially if you're in like a meeting, like I would say like a international meeting, and you are trying to perceive things in your culture that's not readily normal in another culture. There might be some differences there, some things lost in translation. So this will take your GPS location and use your cultural cues to help you understand how your message should be perceived on the receiving end. So they're also working on multiple regions, and also facial expression tracking was just cool in general. So BMW is next, and this was a booth that I was really not too excited about until I stepped foot on their booth. Wow. So from Seoul to Seoul, these guys had a mini Starbucks. What a booth, even though I don't really drink Starbucks. So they revealed their color shifting for their body and wheels. Honestly, it looks weird in person, but really cool at the same time. The iX is one of their electronic vehicles, and I was blown away. And maybe it's because I'm coming from an economy Kia, which people make fun of me for, but oh my goodness, what are they putting in vehicles nowadays? A crystallized shifter, crystallized seat adjusters, wood embossed buttons. I mean, why? I mean, no doubt it's a gorgeous car inside and out, and I had the opportunity to test drive both the i4 and the M50 variant, which I think is the performance version, and then the iX. My favorite, iX. Now, most electric cars, the acceleration is there, and it's pretty quick. It's actually exhilarating. And then I saw the price, and I wasn't exhilarated anymore. The i4, however, with the tax credits, not a bad choice. But do I really want a BMW? I'm good with my car. Now, also the whole finger waving thing, I know it's a gimmick and it's already been out for quite some time, but this is the first time that I used it. It's pretty cool. That's pretty much my highlight of CES. Obviously, the talking robot was there, which was odd to see because it's basically Black Mirror in real life. Horrifying to see, but cool nonetheless. There was also this environment booth that was based out of South Korea, and it had just given you a whole bunch of information about technological impacts for a greener, a more green world. That's the proper one. Samsung had a similar booth as well. Makes sense since they're both based in South Korea. But in the center of their booth, they had this huge tree and panels around us. And then on the phones they give you, you're able to see this mini flower floating away in this virtual room with your name on it. Then at the very end, they allow you to donate all your coins that you win for an environmental cause. So in exchange for donating your coins, they actually give you physical coins that you can play. And I'm a betting man, not really. And I played the crane game 3 times and lost. And the woman saw my frustration, gave me an extra coin, still lost, but they gave me stickers for effort, so appreciate it. Now, that pretty much wraps up CES 2022. I'll have more of the trip down in the description below in a blog trying to reinvent. I appreciate every sub, like, and comment. Glad to be back for 2022. And as always, guys, much love. God, my lip. I said so many weird words.